Ladies and gentlemen, let's be real for a second. How many of you talk to yourself? I'm not talking about out loud, I mean in your head every single day. The truth is, you're talking to yourself all the time. And here's the kicker, most of what you say isn't helping you. Think about it. If you spoke to your friends the way you talk to yourself, they wouldn't stick around very long. You're not good enough. You'll never get it right. You're too old, too late, too behind. Sound familiar? That stops today. Because the most powerful force in your life isn't your circumstances, your past, or even your talent. It's the things you say to yourself every single day. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you think. And the fastest way to do that, tell yourself the right things. So today I'm giving you 9 powerful things to repeat to yourself every single day until they become part of who you are. 1. I am in control of my thoughts and actions. Your thoughts do not control you, you control them. Too many of us wake up and immediately let our emotions take over. We let doubt, fear, and negativity drive the day. No more. Start your morning with this, I am in control. Because when you believe that, you'll stop being a victim of your feelings and start being the boss of your life. 2. I am worthy of success, love, and happiness. Somewhere along the way, you started believing you weren't good enough. Maybe it was from childhood, a past relationship, or years of comparison. But let me tell you something, you were born worthy. Nothing you've done or failed to do can change that. Say it every day, I am worthy of success, love, and happiness. Say it until you believe it. 3. I can do hard things. Life isn't easy. Challenges will come, and you will doubt yourself. But remember this, every time you do something hard, you prove to yourself that you can. Growth happens in discomfort. The next time you feel like quitting, say this, I can do hard things. Because you can. 4. I am not my past. Your past does not define you. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've failed. Guess what? That just means you're human. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Every morning, remind yourself, I am not my past. I am creating my future. Then go out and prove it. 5. I choose progress over perfection. Perfectionism is a dream killer. It keeps you stuck, afraid to take action because you don't want to mess up. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Say this instead, progress over perfection. Small steps every day lead to massive change. 6. I am surrounded by opportunities. Your brain will always find what it looks for. If you tell yourself there's no way out, your brain will prove you right. But if you say, I am surrounded by opportunities, your mind will start looking for them. Doors will open. Ideas will come. You just have to shift your focus. 7. I am grateful for what I have and excited for what's coming. Gratitude is a game changer. It rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. Every morning, before you pick up your phone, say, I am grateful for what I have and excited for what's coming. It will change the way you see your day. 8. Fear is a sign I'm growing. Most people see fear as a stop sign. But fear is actually a green light. It means you're doing something that matters. Instead of letting fear stop you, say, fear is a sign I'm growing. Because confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite the fear. 9. I deserve to take care of myself. This one is for all of you who put everyone else first. Listen to me, burnout is not a badge of honor. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve to take care of yourself. Not just everyone around you. Say it, I deserve to take care of myself. Then make it a priority. Now, here's the deal. None of this works if you just listen and nod your head. You have to actually do it. You have to say these things every single day out loud in the mirror. Before you start scrolling, before the world fills your mind with negativity, you have to train your brain just like you train your body, because when you do something amazing happens, you start believing it. And when you believe it, you act on it. And when you act on it, your entire life changes. So no more waiting. No more playing small. No more listening to the voice in your head that says you're not enough. You are enough. And you have everything you need to create the life you want. It all starts with what you tell yourself every single day. So tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself something powerful. And then go out and prove your thoughts are the foundation of your reality. Every single day, you have thousands of thoughts running through your mind, and most of them, they're the same ones you had yesterday. The way you speak to yourself is shaping how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what kind of life you create. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, that you're failing, that you don't have what it takes, then guess what? Your brain believes you. And when your brain believes something, it starts looking for proof. That's why you find yourself stuck in the same cycle, replaying the same doubts and fears over and over again. But here's the good news: just as negative self-talk can hold you back, positive and intentional self-talk can push you forward. Your words have power. Your thoughts create patterns. And when you consciously choose empowering thoughts, you can literally rewire your brain for success, confidence, and happiness. Imagine walking into a job interview and thinking, I'm probably not qualified for this. How do you think that affects your body language, your tone of voice, your energy? You shrink. You hesitate. You show up like someone who already expects to fail. But if you walk in telling yourself, I have valuable skills, I bring something unique to the table, I can do this, suddenly your confidence shifts. You sit up straighter. You answer questions with certainty. You become the person who deserves that job because you told yourself that you do. Your words shape your actions, and your actions create your results. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Mel, I've been negative my whole life. I don't even know how to think differently. I hear you, and I get it. If you've been telling yourself the same self-defeating story for years, it's not going to change overnight. But that's the beauty of this. You don't have to believe it yet. You just have to start saying it. Think about working out. You don't get strong after one push-up, right? You have to do it again and again. And at first, it's hard. It feels unnatural. But over time, your muscles get stronger, and what once felt impossible becomes second nature. The same thing happens in your brain. Repeating empowering thoughts is like a mental workout. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. So, how do you start? First, pay attention to what you're telling yourself now. Catch those negative thoughts in real time. When you hear yourself saying, I'm not good enough, stop. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? 99% of the time, it's not. You're just repeating an old pattern. Replace it with something better. Instead of I can't do this, say I am capable of figuring this out. Instead of I'm a failure, say I am learning and growing every single day. Instead of I don't deserve happiness, say I am worthy of love and success. And listen, I know this might feel silly at first. You might feel like you're lying to yourself, but you're not. You're simply choosing to feed your mind a more helpful and productive thought. And that small shift, it changes everything. Science backs this up. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, RAS. Think of it like a filter. It decides what information is important and what gets ignored. If you constantly tell yourself you're not enough, your RAS will focus on everything that reinforces that belief. It'll highlight every mistake, every flaw, every failure. But if you start telling yourself, I am capable, I am strong, I am enough, your RAS will start looking for evidence to prove that's true. You'll start noticing your wins. You'll start seeing opportunities you used to miss. Your brain will actually work for you instead of against you. And let me tell you, when you change your thoughts, you change your energy. People feel it. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly sensed someone's confidence? That's because their thoughts are aligned with their actions. When you start speaking to yourself like someone who is powerful, worthy, and unstoppable, you start showing up that way. And people notice. They respond differently. They treat you differently. But here's the thing, nobody can do this for you. Nobody else is inside your head 24/7 except you. You have to be your own biggest advocate. You have to be the one to take control of your mindset. Because if you don't, the world will do it for you. The negativity, the doubt, the comparison, it will take over if you let it. But you don't have to let it. Every morning, start with intention. Before you grab your phone, before you check your email, before you let the world tell you who you are, tell yourself who you are first. Look in the mirror and say, I am strong. I am capable. I am in control of my life. Say it like you mean it, and then prove it. Because at the end of the day, your life is built by the things you repeatedly do. And if you repeatedly tell yourself that you are powerful, that you are worthy, that you are in control, you will start living like it. And when you start living like it, there is nothing you can't achieve. Most people go through life waiting for motivation to strike. They think, once I feel ready, I'll start that business. Once I feel confident, I'll apply for that job. Once I feel motivated, I'll go to the gym. But here's the problem: motivation is unreliable. It's inconsistent. It comes and goes. If you wait for motivation to get started, you'll be waiting forever. That's why the most successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on action. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. It loves comfort. It loves routine. The second you even think about doing something difficult or new, your brain goes, nope, too risky, too uncomfortable. Let's just stay right here. That's why even when you want to change your life, when you want to start that new habit, when you want to push yourself to grow, you hesitate. And in that tiny moment of hesitation, your brain wins, you back out, you procrastinate, you overthink. And then nothing changes, but guess what? You can beat this pattern. You can stop waiting for motivation and start creating momentum instead. The secret: you act before your brain has a chance to stop you. Let me tell you about something called the 5-second rule. This is a game changer. It's one of the simplest tools you can use to break the cycle of hesitation and take control of your life. Here's how it works. The moment you have an instinct to do something, whether it's getting out of bed early, making a tough phone call, or speaking up in a meeting, you count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you move. You physically take action before your brain can talk you out of it. Why does this work? Because you're interrupting your brain's habit loop. You're short-circuiting the hesitation and forcing yourself to take control. Think about how many times you've woken up in the morning and thought, I should get up and work out. And then within seconds, your brain convinces you to stay in bed. It's too early. I'm too tired. I'll do it later. And boom, you've lost the battle before you even got started. But if instead you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move before your brain can argue win, you override the doubt. You take action. And taking action is the hardest part. Because once you start, everything gets easier. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about breaking through those moments of hesitation so you can build momentum. Momentum is the real secret to success. Once you take that first small action, you feel a little accomplished. That accomplishment fuels your confidence. That confidence makes you take another action. And suddenly, you're not stuck anymore, you're moving. Think about a rocket ship. The hardest part is getting off the ground. It takes 80% of its fuel just to launch. But once it's in motion, it soars. That's exactly how your life works. The hardest part is getting started. But once you do, everything becomes easier. And here's the truth, you are always one decision away from a completely different life. Think about that. One decision. One moment where you choose to take action instead of hesitating. That's all it takes to change the trajectory of your life. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. Small steps lead to big results. You don't build a successful business in one day. You don't get in shape overnight. You don't transform your confidence instantly. But you can make one powerful decision today, and then another tomorrow, and then another the next day. And before you know it, you're no longer stuck. You're no longer waiting for motivation. You're in control. So, the next time you feel that hesitation creep in, when you're about to hold yourself back, when your brain starts giving you excuses, remember this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't think. Just move. Your future self is counting on you. Most people don't realize just how powerful their own words are. Every single thing you say to yourself out loud or in your head creates the reality you live in. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I always mess up, nothing ever works out for me, guess what? That becomes your truth. Your brain listens to what you say and then looks for proof to confirm it. Your brain is like a detective. If you keep feeding it negative statements, it's going to search for evidence to back them up. You'll start noticing all the ways you fall short, all the ways life is unfair, all the times you failed before. And because that's what your brain is focused on, that's what your life becomes. You live in a loop of self-doubt and frustration. But the moment you flip the script, the moment you start telling yourself something different, everything changes. If you wake up and say, I am capable, I am learning, I am figuring things out, I am strong enough to handle this, your brain will start looking for proof of that instead. Suddenly, you notice the little wins, you see the progress you're making, you feel more in control. The words you tell yourself are either fuel or poison, and you're the one choosing what to put into your mind every single day. Let me prove it to you. Think about the last time you made a mistake. Maybe you missed a deadline, said the wrong thing in a conversation, or didn't show up for yourself in a way you wanted to. What did you tell yourself afterward? Did you say, ugh, I'm such an idiot. Why do I always mess things up? If you did, your brain immediately went on a mission to confirm that belief. It started pulling up memories of other times you failed, reinforcing that self-criticism. And what happened next? You felt worse. You lost confidence. You started playing small. Now imagine if instead you had said, okay, I made a mistake, but that doesn't define me. I'm learning. I can do better next time. That small shift in language would have changed your entire experience. Instead of dragging yourself down, you would have given yourself permission to grow. Instead of feeling stuck, you would have felt empowered. Your words shape your perspective, and your perspective shapes your reality. This is why self-talk is so important. And I don't mean fluffy, fake positivity where you just pretend everything is fine. I mean intentional language, the kind that lifts you up instead of tearing you down. The kind that focuses on solutions instead of problems. The kind that helps you move forward instead of keeping you stuck. It's about replacing self-doubt with self-coaching. When that negative voice pops up and says, "I can't do this," you answer back with, "I can figure this out." When it says, "I'm not smart enough," you say, "I can learn." When it says, "I'll never be successful," you say, "Every day I'm getting closer." And listen, this isn't about narrowing reality. If you're struggling, if you're dealing with setbacks, I'm not saying you should just slap a happy thought on it and move on. I'm saying you should talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. Because let's be real, you would never speak to someone you love the way you speak to yourself. You wouldn't tell your best friend you're a failure. You always screw up. You'll never make it. No. You'd say, "Hey, this is tough, but you've got this. You're doing your best. Keep going." So why is it so easy to be kind to others, but so hard to be kind to ourselves? It's because we're wired to be our own worst critics. We think that beating ourselves up will somehow push us to do better. But that's a lie. Research shows that self-compassion, not self-criticism, is what drives real success. When you treat yourself with kindness, you build resilience. When you encourage yourself instead of tearing yourself down, you keep going instead of giving up. And that's what separates the people who thrive from the people who stay stuck. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about how you talk to yourself in the moments that matter. So here's what I want you to do. For the next 24 hours, pay attention to the words you use when you talk to yourself. Every time you catch yourself saying something negative, stop, flip the script. Find a way to reframe it in a way that helps you instead of hurts you. If you say, "I'm so overwhelmed," shift it to, "I can handle this one step at a time." If you say, "I'll never figure this out," change it to, "I haven't figured out yet, but I will." This small shift will change everything. It will rewire the way you think. It will make you stronger, more confident, and more resilient. Your words matter, and the most important conversation you have every day is the one you have with yourself. So start making it one that pushes you forward instead of holding you back. Every single day, you have a choice. You can either let your mind control you, or you can take control of your mind. And the truth is, most people are completely unaware of how much their thoughts are running the show. They wake up, they go through their routine, and without even realizing it, they're already lost in a spiral of negativity, doubt, and stress. Their mind is running on autopilot, feeding them the same old stories. Asterisk, "I'm not good enough. I'll never get ahead. Things never work out for me." Asterisk. And here's the thing, your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect you. It's wired for survival. And that means it's always scanning for danger, always looking for what could go wrong. But if you're not careful, this automatic programming will keep you stuck. Because when you're constantly focused on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what could go bad, you stay in a state of fear. And when you're in fear, you don't take action. You don't make bold moves. You don't step into your power. So how do you break out of this cycle? How do you stop letting your thoughts control you and start taking control of your thoughts? It all comes down to one thing: awareness. You have to become aware of what's happening inside your own head. You have to start noticing when your thoughts are pulling you into a negative spiral. And the moment you catch yourself slipping into self-doubt, overthinking, or fear, you have to interrupt that pattern. You have to stop it in its tracks before it takes over. One of the simplest and most effective ways to do this is by using a pattern interrupt, a small action that breaks the loop of negative thinking. This could be as simple as clapping your hands, snapping your fingers, or saying out loud, "Nope, not today, asterisk, it sounds silly, but it works." Because the moment you do something unexpected, your brain snaps out of autopilot. It shifts from the old pattern into the present moment. And once you've interrupted the negative thought, you replace it with something intentional, something powerful. Instead of saying, I can't do this, asterisk, you say, I can figure this out, asterisk. Instead of, I always mess things up, asterisk, you say, I am learning and growing every day, asterisk. This is how you take control of your mind by deciding what you allow yourself to think. Now, let's talk about something important, your emotions. Because here's what most people get wrong. They think that in order to change their life, they need to feel different first. They believe that motivation, confidence, and clarity come before action. But that's backwards. Your feelings don't change, first your actions do. You don't wait to feel confident before you take action. You take action, and then confidence follows. Think about it like this. If you're someone who struggles with self-doubt and you've spent years telling yourself that you're not good enough, do you really think that one day you're just going to wake up and suddenly feel different? No, it doesn't work that way. You don't magically wake up with confidence. You build it by taking action even when you don't feel like it. And this is why taking control of your mind is so powerful, because when you learn to shift your thoughts, you shift your actions. And when you shift your actions, you shift your life. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've been wanting to start a new business or change careers or finally get in shape. But every time you think about it, your brain immediately floods you with doubt. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I don't know what I'm doing? Asterisk. So you hesitate. You overthink. You put it off. And another day, another week, another year goes by without you making any real progress. But what if instead you caught that negative thought the moment it popped up? What if instead of letting it take over, you said, nope, I am capable. I will figure this out, asterisk. And then you took one small action toward your goal? Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the motivation, waiting for some kind of permission to go after what they truly want. But here's the truth. If you keep waiting, you'll be waiting forever. There is no perfect moment. There is no magical day when you wake up feeling completely ready. The only way to create the life you want is to start now exactly where you are with what you have. The problem is we've been conditioned to believe that we need to feel prepared before we take action, that we need to have it all figured out before we start. But that's not how success works. The people who create real change in their lives don't wait to feel ready. They take action, despite their fear, despite their doubt, despite not having all the answers. Think about the last time you talked yourself out of something you wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to start a business, but you convinced yourself that you didn't have enough experience. Maybe you wanted to get in shape, but you told yourself you'd start next month. Maybe you wanted to speak up in a meeting, but you hesitated because you were afraid of looking foolish. And then what happened? The moment passed, the opportunity slipped away, and you were left with nothing but regret. This is the pattern that keeps people stuck. They wait for the confidence to show up first. But confidence doesn't come before action creates confidence. The more you do something, the more confident you become. The more you push past fear, the more fearless you become. The more you prove to yourself that you can do hard things, the more unstoppable you become. But if you let fear run the show, you will never break free. Fear will keep you small. It will keep you playing safe. It will keep you stuck in the same routines, the same habits, the same excuses. And the worst part, fear is a liar. It tells you that you're not ready. It tells you that you'll fail. It tells you that you're not good enough. But none of that is true. You are ready. You are capable. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own hesitation. So how do you break the cycle? How do you stop waiting and start doing? It starts with one simple decision. Act before you feel ready. Asterisk, asterisk. The moment you have an idea, take action. The moment you feel inspired, do something about it. The moment you catch yourself overthinking, interrupt the pattern and move. Because if you don't, your brain will talk you out of it. Your brain will find every excuse in the book to keep you stuck. And before you know it, another day, another week, another year has passed, and nothing has changed. One of the most powerful tools you can use is the asterisk, asterisk 5-second rule. The simple habit of counting down asterisk 5 to 4, -3, -2, -1 asterisk, and moving before your brain has time to stop you. Because when you hesitate, your brain kicks into protection mode. it starts coming up with all the reasons why you shouldn't do it. But when you count down and take action immediately, you override that hesitation. You shift from thinking to doing. And here's the thing. You don't have to take massive leaps. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. All you have to do is take the first step, send the email, make the call, sign up for the class, put on your running shoes, do something to prove to yourself that you are in control. Because every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Every time you push past fear, you build courage. Every time you show up for yourself, you build confidence. Every time you take action, you change your reality. And over time, those small actions add up. One day you wake up and you realize that you're no longer waiting, you're living. You're not stuck anymore, you're moving forward. You're not doubting yourself, you're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. So stop waiting, stop hesitating,